Elvis, please. I can't do this shit no more.
They're evil, conniving.
All cats must be abolished.
I hate cats.
Being a cat owner myself, I've always heard people say that they hate cats or that they're evil. It really makes me wonder what part society has to play in all that. Let's take a look at how society demonizes our feline friends. Now, disclaimer, this video will mention animal abuse, so if you are sensitive to that or you're not interested, feel free to click off. But otherwise, this video is meant to educate everyone on this issue. I was the owner of 3 lovely cats. I kind of kept that on the down low because I didn't want to be seen as a crazy cat lady. I embrace it now, but whenever I did say that I was a cat owner, I usually got these kinds of responses.
That cat shit, I'm good.
I'm not a cat person at all. They don't do nothing.
And when I ask them why, they say because cats are mean, they're dumb, or they're lazy. Sure, cats can do very silly things, as we have seen on the internet. Now, cats may or may not scratch you, this is true, but I always ask the follow-up question, what did you do to the cat? Did you bother the cat? Believe it or not, cats have boundaries. You have to earn their trust. Cats have boundaries, and you also gotta hold them right.
We always squish that cat.
Help me, Leon! Now remember, cats were employed back in the day. They were not all as lazy as everyone makes them out to be. They were the ones that were the barn animals. They kept the pests away, the rodents away. They really did help us with their natural hunting abilities. And they still do to this day. Why do you think we still see them in the deli?
They locked the manager out. Oh my God, open the door for the manager.
Hi, my name is Kelsey Rose, and I hate cats. Is hate too strong of a word?
I don't really like cats that much.
Where does that hatred come from? Is it because people have been attacked by cats very often? Or does it go even deeper than that? Taking a trip down history, the earliest example I can think of with cat violence being shown on TV is in the TV show Tom and Jerry. Now sure, it's an old TV show and it's a cartoon. It's meant to be funny. The animals do crazy things to each other. They be hitting each other with pans, making all crazy sounds, and it's funny. It's meant for entertainment. But do you remember the character Mammy Two Shoes? She in herself is a problematic character as she is a caricature of a black woman, but I will not get into that today. That's for another video. She was often seen hitting Tom with a broom or kicking him.
Thomas, why you two-timing, double-crossing, no good cheap cat? Get out! Go on, you no good for nothing, all-eating mousetrap!
Tom is portrayed as like the villain in the story. We weren't rooting for Tom to get Jerry. Most of the time we were rooting for Jerry to get Tom. So in a way, Tom was villainized. Tom was often the butt of every joke, and he was seen as the enemy to all characters. Like, he got it from everybody. From the dog, he couldn't get his girl, he was the underdog. Now this is a theory, but I do believe that this show was one of the earliest examples of media kind of normalizing mistreatment of cats. Now there is the age-old cat versus dog debate, and of course that is something that's as old as time. In media, dogs have more of a positive image than cats do. Dogs are labeled as man's best friend, and we do see that in a lot of movies like I Am Legend, in TV shows like Game of Thrones with a dire wolf. You know, it's not a dog per se, but it is dog-like, and that's also another example of kind of seeing dogs being portrayed in a positive light. In these movies, we showcase their loyalty, their friendship, and we actually get to see a little bit of their personality as well. Cats have very few portrayals in movies, and if they do, often it's in animated films. Typically, the cat is a little bit rough around the edges. They are often the stray, or they're the homeless cat that was left when the family moved away. If you guys are Bolt fans, you probably know about that trope. There are some good inclusions of cats in movies where we get to see a little bit of their personality and get to see how dynamic they can be, but not nearly as much as dogs are when they are in movies. Now for this, I did kind of use a little bit more of my noggin here, and this is just my theory. Now let's listen to this dog sound clip. What was your first instinct? Your brain automatically associates that sound with having feelings of pain for the dog. So therefore, you start to feel sympathetic towards it. You may have heard this stereotypical cat scream on TV. Now, when you first heard that, what was your first reaction? Was it to laugh? Because oftentimes that sound is used to make a joke, to insinuate that something funny is happening. But what if I told you that was the sound of a cat being spooked or hurt? Keep in mind that these animal noises are both the result of the animal being uncomfortable. However, we have sympathy for one and not the other. Now, cats are no stranger to TikTok. We have seen a lot of owners posting their family cats doing very silly things. You get laughs, haha, and you get a lot of views. Now, I have seen some questionable cat content on TikTok, and I kind of want to dissect that here today. And let's just kind of go through and see, like, what is going on? Is this something that can be deemed as animal abuse? Take a look.
Don't go wasting your emotion. Lay all your love on me.
Now, I have seen this guy a couple of years ago, but he was singing very loudly, and he's holding his cat either like this or close to him, close to his body, and the cat, of course, scratches him and bites him and growls at him. And everyone laughs, kiki, haha, and you see a bunch of the comments that are saying that it's a very funny video. The cat growling and scratching kind of just symbolizes that the cat doesn't want to be held like that or is uncomfortable. But posting that kind of just further validates that perception that people have that cats are violent. How about people that are throwing cats across the room? Then there's also those that mock the cat to provoke them even further. Now, some people may argue with me, but verbal abuse also does count as mistreatment as well. You wouldn't like it if someone randomly screams in your face. Some kids do have a tendency to play a little bit rough with animals and make them do silly things, but there is this thing on TikTok where I've seen a few people picking up their cats by their armpit and swinging them around. The comments, they do find this to be funny. However, this actually can be harmful to the cat because a lot of the weight is being placed on those limbs. And how about this woman who gives her cat shaken cat syndrome? Now, it's not just cats that are being exploited on TikTok and on YouTube. I do want to mention that because part of this video is about animal abuse as well. And we do see monkeys. I've seen so many monkeys that are being exploited for content. YouTuber Soggy Cereal did a good job with kind of highlighting all the mistreatment that animals are facing on YouTube. He really did bring awareness to this issue. So if you guys have time, feel free to go in the description box. I will link his video there. Now here's where things start to really get serious. Every year I see on the news someone's reporting that a cat was killed in an animal cruelty case. Did you know an estimated of 10 million animals die every year in the US due to animal cruelty? As I researched deeper into the statistics, I found some very shocking information. According to the organization Shelter Animals Count, when comparing animal cruelty charges amongst adults, men outnumber women 4-1 in almost all abuse types. Now note, I am not saying that men are the only perpetrators of animal cruelty. Women are also abusing animals as well. But I just wanted to kind of dive deeper and see why is it that men are abusing animals at higher rates than women are. While I was researching, I did find an article that answers that very question. According to Randall Lockwood, author of Cruelty Towards Cats, Changing Perspectives, there's a shocking correlation / parallel that cat abuse has to women and domestic abuse. Cats are generally not obedient. They are very independent animals and they like to move on their own. You can tell a cat to do something and 9 times out of 10 it's probably not going to do it. Sometimes cats really just do what they want to do. Society associates feline characteristics with feminine characteristics, which is why I believe that plays a part in why cats are being abused more than dogs. According to Lockwood, cats were killed significantly in more cases in which they were victims, at 56.9%, whereas dogs were killed in animal cruelty cases at 44.7%. People on TikTok have also caught on to the idea that femininity and cat abuse can be linked.
We kind of assign dogs with men masculinity, man's best friend, and we assign cats with femininity and woman, cat lady. That's kind of where those things live. And because of that, there's this societal expectation that is thrown on cats that is really, really closely aligned with misogyny and things that we say towards women and feminine people. If you pay close attention to the language people use against cats, people that don't like cats, language that they use for cats, you can kind of pick up on this. A lot of people don't like cats because they don't let them pet them whenever they want. It's like a boundary thing that they're annoyed at cats for having boundaries and setting boundaries. What's that remind you of? Woman. People get annoyed that cats don't just do what you say like dogs do. We want them to be this obedient animal that just does whatever we say. And that's not who they are, and because we've placed this expectation on them that's not real, we hate them. It's strange. And it feels exactly to me like how we treat deviant women. And then historically, cats have been very, very closely linked with women and deviant women, specifically like witches, also a lot of goddesses. We don't see a lot of historical contexts where men and cats are closely linked. And this has directly led to the modern archetype that we have that dogs are boys and cats are girls. So when you kind of throw all that together, and also like analyzing like a cool girl doesn't like cats, a lame girl loves cats, just like a cool girl doesn't like feminine things and a lame girl loves feminine things. Men who are really, really deep in their toxic masculinity hate cats normally, especially in a performative sense. This doesn't mean that men who love cats aren't toxic men. My abusive ex loved cats. But it's always a huge red flag to me when a man hates cats. Like, what do you really hate? Boundaries, disobedience, adorable fluffy things. Just feels misogynistic.
The biggest red flag in a man is someone who hates cats. And not just someone who prefers dogs or doesn't really like cats as much or has an allergy to cats, whatever. But if a man openly hates cats, I really think that is one of the biggest red flags. Let me tell you why. Because to me, that tells me you hate an animal most likely for the reason that it's independent and has boundaries. You can't control a cat, and cats don't constantly need attention. They're fine without you. They come to you when they want attention and leave when they're done. And if you try to pick up a cat who wants to be left alone, they'll snarl at you, as they should. So if you can't respect the boundaries and independence of an animal that you can't control, it makes me wonder how you feel towards people.
Now, this has not been proven yet, but it is interesting to see some correlations being made between women and cats. So in summation, animal abuse still does go on today, and cats do get a bad rep in society, and we may not be realizing it, but media does play a part in trying to normalize the mistreatment of animals. If you witness any animal abuse going on around you, and that could be from neglect, hoarding, harassment, physical abuse, please feel free to report it to your local police station, and I will also have more resources for you so that way you can call if you do witness any animal abuse. That's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please feel free to give this video a big thumbs up. That does help me out a lot. And consider subscribing to the channel so you guys never miss a beat on when I post. Also, please start a discussion in the comment section. How have you seen cats being portrayed in the media? Why do you think people hate cats so much? And what is your experience being a cat owner yourself if you are one? Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. See ya!